Okay, so how do you tap into the true self? So here's what you gotta understand. There are definitely some very actionable things that you can do to tap into the self. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's more difficult. And there are definitely some things that you can do, some healing work that you can do that can allow you to come from the true self. So once again, if you don't know, go watch my last video on self. It is the part of you that knows the answer. It is part of you that can solve the problem. It is part of you that is bold. It is the part of you that is powerful. It's the thing that why people say be yourself, right? Because when you be yourself and you're authentic and you're vulnerable, nothing can stop you. Now, go watch the last video. But if you want to tap into it, here are some ways, some actionable things that you can do. If you meditate, not 5 minutes, not 15 minutes, you need to go to 20 minutes. When you go to 20 minutes, there's a part where your thinking turns off. And when the monkey mind and the part turns off, you get into true self. And you'll really realize that after a moment of the true self, where you meditate for 20 minutes and you're in true self and the thinking turns off, you'll come up with a lot of new ideas and insights and solutions for your challenges. Number 2, go pay for a random's meal. When you're doing something and you're coming from a place of abundance, which is pretty much saying, I'm moving past my fear of losing money and actually serving someone in spite of me, that's a true quality of the self, and the self emerges. Now, the third way to tap into true self is to think about all the moments, or to write down all the moments that you thought were the worst things, but were actually the best thing that ever happened to you. You know that moment where you realize it was one of the worst things was the best thing that ever happened to you, and you have this moment of grace, like, oh my God, thank God the person left me. Oh my God, thank God I left that company, right? That is the moment where you're experiencing the true self, right? Those are 3 ways that you can experience the true self. Meditation, doing something like really, really selfless for someone, and then thinking about moments where the worst thing was actually the best thing that ever happened to you, right? Those are 3 powerful ways. Now, to manually get into the self and to regularly get into the self, a couple of things that you can do is, I would say therapy. Therapy helps. And also, I would say healing your inner child and healing the inner parts of you, which is actually some of the work that I do, right? So part of the reason why the self doesn't come up is because it's not trusted, right? Part of you believes that, you know, the self can't lead, so it needs to control things through the people pleaser, through the overachiever, through the pessimist, right? All these different layers and protectors of you operate from, which cover the true self, right? So part of the work that we do in mindset is we actually do deep work to be able to heal these parts, make friends with these parts, and get them to step back so the true self can actually emerge and start to emerge regularly through your life, right? And the more true self actually emerges in your life, the more transformation you have in your life. Anyway, hope that was valuable. All the best. Let me know if you want more content on this topic. Anyway, all the best. Bye.